guys, this is Marianne Cleary here, and I haven't done one of these laying in the bed reviews for a while. If you saw my live episode yesterday, you do know that I went to see Alita Battle Angel. And can I just say that at the moment, I do not particularly like Jim Cameron. There is a reason behind that. He left that movie at a place I wanted to find out what happens next. For me, that is a sign that I really enjoyed the movie and I want to see what happens next. Fingers crossed, this gets a sequel because they left it as such a beautiful place within the story, and I think whatever happens next will be so good. Going to what I usually go is to the actors. The only real actor I knew from the main leads was actually Christopher Walsh. I've seen a couple of his movies before. So I was pretty much went in with knowing pretty much no one, and I think that worked to my benefit. Apparently, Jackie O'Hurley was in this movie. I didn't even recognize him in any way. Probably once I get this thing on Blu-ray, I will probably narrow down his scenes. Jackie O'Hurley, to me, was from Watchmen and the remake of Nightmare on Elmwood Street, which they've said they were going to do a sequel. Never have. And I watched a video after this when I was doing my little research. James apparently has had this scene in his ideas box for about 10 years. Apparently he's waiting for the tech to come up to a standard that he could make this a reality, and I think Avatar gave him the clout to actually do this, because the actor who plays Alita actually has that, if you've seen the behind the scenes of Avatar, has that camera mounted on the front of her face, and it captured all of her facial movements. And I didn't see that tech during the production. I really believe that she was a real flesh and blood person, but knowing she wasn't a real, like, it's hard to explain. You could tell she wasn't real, but it was photo real, if that makes a ton of sense. Yeah. Because when you look at her and look at the actor who plays Chris and Jennifer Connelly, who actually plays Chris's wife, I've actually seen Pan's Labyrinth. Not Pan's Labyrinth. I've seen another movie of Jennifer. Labyrinth. That's right. I was thinking Pan's Labyrinth. And that was, you look at her, look at Jen, look at Chris, and then look at Alita. Her eyes were unnaturally large, but I think that really worked for the story, and it never made it, you believed she was a robot. And the way she interacted and cared for Chris and the other guy she met was really beautiful to see. The backgrounds and the way it was put together was so beautiful. You really believe that this was a real world, even though it was, this movie is set in the distant future. Everything we saw felt real. I think that goes down to Robert Rodriguez and the way he directs things. I have seen his Grindhouse half. I've also seen Sin City. He has very much a dramatic eye for detail. I think that he worked really well off Jim, who has that same visual style. If you've seen Titanic or Avatar or I think he did The Nightmare before. I think he did his version of a version of A Christmas Carol. Correct me in the comments if you like. And his vision, along with Jim's vision, really worked for this particular story. I've never read the original manga, and I didn't even know it was actually based on a manga, which for me is surprising. But I think you could walk in not knowing anything. I believe this is actually the first 4 books. I think it's a storyline from 1 and 2 with the characters of 3 or 4. I think it's how they've done it. I'm not 100% sure. I really just read on IMDb. And I think this movie will absolutely make you think about artificial intelligence and how intelligent they can be. I thoroughly enjoyed this, and literally when the director's frame came up, I literally was like sitting there in the movie theater chucking a tantrum. I wanted to see what happens next, and that rarely happens to me, that I want to know what happens next. So I would definitely be buying this on Blu-ray. I think this is a fantastic movie. If you can see it in 3D or 4D, the 3D felt really subtle to me. It wasn't in your face 3D from what I could tell through all the water and smoke and the up down motion. This is my type of 3D, subtle 3D. I wish they would make more movies in 3D. I think if the tech is done well, it's brilliant. But I think now the 3D is starting to die down a bit. Ugh, I wish there was more 3D. That's all I'm saying. I shall see you in the next review, which at the moment I don't know what it would be, and I shall see you very, very soon. And do you want me to do more of these live videos? So, and I shall see you very, very soon. There is a cameo by an Aussie actor. If you know who that actor is, please write down in the comment section below. And if you do, I will pin it to the top. I shall see you in my next review. Ciao.